Now, why do you ask every night? Why do you ask the same stupid question every night? I told you, it's a new format. We do not start the show until we have a guest. You freaking idiot. Now, look, see? We have a guest. Now we start the show. I ain't gonna tell you no more. I'm gonna trade you in for one of them eagle babies. Idiot. Oh, I insulted you now. Oh, you're gonna go to the CEO in the morning. Ugh. From the WDWL TV multiplex, live from Grumpy's staff office, we bring you with great anticipation the pride of this station, the grumpy old man, me, and the stupid idiot disco vulture. Take your bow, you irritate me. You did it cockeyed again. I'm trading you in for a parakeet. Back in your corner. Look at the camera. Damn bird. Greetings, friends. Kathy's here. I did a little modification. I changed the font in the chat again. Yeah, this one I like better. Also, I hope the microphone sounds all right. I discovered why there was that damn echo last night. It's in the software in this microphone. I set it for what's called Blue Voice. And it's a automatic, as you talk, it adjusts. And then I set it for FM disc jockey. Now, FM disc jockey is a stereo mode. And if you remember, back when FM radio first came out, it always sounded like the guy was in an empty room. And then over the years with technology, well, that happens to be the mode that's programmed in the software. So I shut Blue Voice off and I shut off FM disc jockey. And it's just basically standard microphone now. So I hope it sounds all right. I did a test, but even yesterday when I did a test, it sounded okay. So hopefully, it sounds all right. And then we're going to get into eBay. But before we get into that, did you bother to look up the Zippo car? I found a nice, interesting piece of information that basically, due to the heavy weight, because, they used steel and metal back in the day when they built it was tough on the suspension and the tires. And they were blowing tires out and having suspension problems. So the owner of Zippo, who actually happened to design that car, took it to a dealership to have modifications done. And it was quite expensive. So he put it on hold. And they didn't say for how long the Zippo car sat at that dealership. Well, when the owner decided, okay, we've got anniversaries coming up, I'm going to get the car done. The dealership had closed, and the original Zippo car disappeared. Now, you would think the owner of the dealership would have called Zippo and said, hey, we're closing up. Would you like to come pick up your car? No. And the car vanished. To this day, they don't know where it went. So, since they had planned on using the car for promotions for the anniversary, they went out. Now, the original was a 1947 Chrysler Saratoga. They couldn't find one, but they found a New Yorker instead. And they had the whole car rebuilt. Now, there's a modern chassis underneath and modern drivetrain, but they took and fully restored the body and then custom built the Zippo lighters, and basically it's identical, except for the drivetrain, to the original. They have no idea. Now, it's not like tomorrow the guy that is in possession of the original car can pull it out and drive it down the street. It is a little bit obvious. They have no idea where it went. And to this day, I figure sooner or later, it will, unless it's been dismantled, which would be a shame. But if somebody's got it in storage somewhere, one of these days it's going to reappear. But it was amazing that in the 90s, they found a really decent 47 Chrysler New Yorker, and they spent $250,000 to have the original Zippo car recreated. And, believe me, they keep an eye on it. Because when it's not touring, it's in the museum in Bradford, PA. Yeah, they're not letting it out of their sight a second time. But yeah, you would think that dealer would have said, we're going out of business, and you do owe us some money for storage. Would you like to come pick your car up? Nope. Dealership closed, Zippo car vanished. But I thought that was quite interesting. So, you will see pictures of the original and you see pictures of the new one, and I mean, they're identical. You can't tell a difference. But I think there was a little bullshit going on behind the scenes, you know. That dealer closing up, and he was like, oh, I've got a collector's item here. And it just vanished. Now, the story didn't, go into detail. Now, I'm sure the president of Zippo hired some really good detectives, some private detectives to locate that car. But they never did. Just gone. But with newer materials and, new construction techniques and that, they were able to duplicate the car right down to like it was, but with better material, lighter weight, newer suspension. It's got a Chevy small block in it now. But a quite interesting story behind the Zippo-mobile. I think that's all my notes. I don't know whether we're going to have Nomad tonight or not. He's been quite busy with that thing called work. So I don't know if he's going to pop in. He told me today, he says, I'm really busy. I says, okay, I'll leave you alone. And then I sent him 4 more emails. Then I said, I'll leave you alone. Yeah, he was probably going, Jesus Christ, how many more emails is you going to send me, for Christ's sake? But he had some interesting information for me. Now, I did listen to last night's stream. And yeah, it wasn't so much an echo, well, but it sounded like an empty room. Like, when you buy a new house and you walk in and there's no furniture, nothing to absorb the sound, and it echoes all over the place. Although I'm in an empty room now. So you see anybody here, you see any of my staff here? No. I'll tell you what. You don't want to be in the hallway when that clock hits 6 p.m. Holy shit. It's like a herd of wildebeest stampeding. If you're in the way, you're getting trampled. And believe me, it's happened to me before. And then I come in the morning, I say, hey, you guys trampled me in the hall. And then my wonderful, kind employees who think so much of me will say, get your goddamn ass out of the way when we're leaving. Okay. Don't ask me for raises this year. They think so much of me. Even after I got them this nice fancy, you should have seen the shithole that they were working in. You would think they would appreciate me. No. Almost as bad as me and eBay today. Oh, did I get into it with them. 2 weeks ago, I bought a retro alarm clock because the electric one that I've had for the last 60 years finally died. And this one, battery powered instead of plug in. I did something stupid. Again. I used my laptop because I was thinking about this while I was sitting in bed watching TV. So I grabbed the laptop and eBay. I find this alarm clock and I buy it. Well, evidently, I was signed in under one of my other accounts. I had 2 accounts. And when I logged out, I must have signed out of eBay. I cannot remember the email I used for that account or the password. So I've got this purchase and I can't find it because I didn't buy it under my number 1 account. So I went into PayPal and I got the information. I got the order number. The only thing is it didn't show seller. So I punch in order number. No such item found. I said, I bought it off of eBay. I paid for it with PayPal. I have an order number. So I call eBay. Now, eBay is a lot like these other corporations. They know speaking the good English, for one. For two, they're not too helpful. So I told the guy, I explained what happened. I says, I have this order number. He says, give me the order number. I give him the order number. I hear click, 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 click. It's been shipped, and you should have it by April 1st. I says, okay, can I have the tracking number? So he gives me the tracking number. It's a Chinese shipper because I've had one of these stupid tracking numbers before. But I can't remember. They have like CS Post and so the tracking number doesn't do me a goddamn bit of good. So I said, give me the seller's name. Well, we can't do that. What do you mean you can't do that? You just told me it's a verified purchase and it's on the way. I would like the seller information. Well, we can't give that to you. I said, you and I are getting nowhere. Let me have your supervisor. So the supervisor don't speak too much better English than... So I explained all the bullshit. And I said, I would like the seller's name. It's a registered seller with eBay. I said, your clerk already told me he's got over 10,000 sales and 98.5 seller approval. I would like the name of the seller I bought the item from. We can't give that to you. Why? Because I don't know the information for my second account. And I might be attempting to subvert the delivery of this clock. I never heard such bullshit in my life. They could not give me the seller's name I bought this goddamn $14 clock from. And I told them the tracking number don't do me shit because I can't track it. I said, do you have the name of the shipping company for me to track this? Well, no. That's why I want the seller's name. Can't give it to you. I was so pissed off. I never heard such bullshit in my life. You buy something, but you're not allowed to know who you bought it from. Unless I don't receive it by April 1st. Then I can file a claim. They said, oh, if you don't receive it by April 1st, you call back and we'll take care of it. I didn't know that sellers' information is something that is covered up and hidden by Homeland Security. Oh, you're not allowed to know that. Even though you gave them $14.65, you're not allowed to know that. And I dug through everything. I haven't used that account in 25 years. Easily. I don't understand how it was logged into my laptop. And the stupid thing I did was I signed out of eBay before I shut down the laptop. But evidently, the last time I was in eBay on that laptop, I didn't sign out. And that's why it came up. And I wasn't paying any attention to the account. I just went in, I looked up retro alarm clock, found one, bought it. Only to find out now the person that sold it to me is a national secret. I'm not allowed to know until after April 1st. If the clock isn't here, then I'm allowed to know. It's almost as bad as the store up the street from me. And I'm not talking my Indian store. I'm talking my, I'll call it general merchandise store that I'm at least 3 times a week. The one little pixie that I used to kibitz with switched to days. Grumpy don't do days. But I have something for her As a matter of fact, the girl that she chums around with, I had the same thing for her. So, yesterday, I'm at the service desk, and one of the assistant managers is working behind the desk. And I said, I got a question. He said, yes. She gives me that, yes. I says, is Linda still working? Why? I said, because I've got something for her. And I know she switched to days, and I keep missing her. I'm not allowed to say yes or no. What? I can't tell you that. You can't tell me if an employee still works here? No. Really? I'm not allowed. I was like, okay. So today, I'm in the store, I'm checking out, and the little redhead that I kibitz with is running the register. So I says, Olivia, I got something for you. And I gave her the... I'll show you. My buddy dropped off a bunch of these. Damn microphone. It's a fish pen. You take the tail off, and it's a pen. Anytime I get gimmicky stuff like this, I give them to the girls. So I give Olivia hers, and she, oh, look, it matches my hair. Okay, Olivia. Well, she's a little dingy, but... So I said, now, at the end of her register, one of the women that works the service desk, now she's not a manager, she had just checked out. So I said, does your cohort in crime still work here? And she's, why, yes, you just missed her. Oh. So, I can never remember what the hell's her name? Janet. So I said to Janet, I said, what time does she work? She pulls out her cell phone and comes to... Because she has a copy of the schedule for all the girls, because she's in charge of them. She goes, well, tomorrow she gets off at 1 o'clock, and Friday she comes in a little later. She gets off at 4. I said, thank you. I said, yesterday I asked, believe me, I wasn't polite. I said, the bitch, if she still worked here. And she's like, oh, I'm not allowed to tell you that. And she looked at me, she went, what? I said, yeah. She told me, I'm not allowed to tell you that. I said, is there some company policy? She goes, well, yeah. We're not allowed to give out personal information, but we're allowed to say yes whether an employee works or not. You thought it was some national, I was going to go invade her house with a SWAT team. I'm not allowed to tell you. You're not allowed to tell me whether an employee is still employed here. But I I not only got a yes, she still works here. She gets off at 1 tomorrow, and she gets off at 4 on Friday. I guess there was no national secret that she had to keep. Now, in a way, yes, I can see protecting employees. All I wanted to know is she still was employed here. I didn't want her name, address, social security number, Sometimes people are just utterly ridiculous. Oh, Jesus. I have somebody at the door, and I'm expecting a package. So bear with me a minute while I trot to the door. I hate doing this. There'll be a little dead time. Aha! I feel sorry for him. But it's one of the items from Temu.com. And I'll show them to you in a minute. Oh, wait a minute before the... Remember yesterday I said I had that neat belt pouch for my Zippo lighters? eBay, $5. Clips right on your belt. Always have a Zippo at hand. I love this thing. And yeah, here we go. The WDWL TV Mobile Camera Crew decal. That's what's on the side of the RAV4 that everybody looks at. WDWL TV Mobile Camera Crew. Yeah, the guy made an extra set. He said, in case you screw them up when you put them on. He had a lot of faith in me. Okay, here we go. This is one of the sheet sets that I bought off of eBay. Temu.com. Now, these are not the cotton ones. These are 100% polyester, okay? You get one flat sheet, one fitted sheet, and 2 pillowcases. Okay? Now, these are for deep pockets up to 14 inches in powder blue, $11.46. The same damn sheet set that the Bullseye place sells for $50. $11 Timo. You can't beat them. Now I've got the 800 thread count Egyptian cotton ones are still on their way. Those were $15. The 100% polyester deep pocket fits a mattress up to 14 inches. Machine wash cold, gentle cycle, blah, blah, blah. So, the flat sheet is 66 by 96. The fitted sheet is 39 by 75 with deep pockets and 2 20 by 30 pillowcases for $11. 12. We'll say 12. You know, why on God's green earth would people go to the Bullseye place and pay $50? Do they think they're getting better quality? And the same damn sheets. As a matter of fact, it's the same damn manufacturer, because I checked. So if you go to the Bullseye place, you will see these in the store for $49.99. I got them for $12, okay? $12. The exact same ones. Can't beat it. Can't beat it at all. And believe me, they have got a hell of a variety. Because I was looking at more today, like I need more, but I bought, because I'm a little cold, I bought a flannel sheet set. They were $18 for the flannel. I'll tell you what, as soft as a baby's ass, and warm, and deep pocket. Can't beat it. And if you type in, like what I do, I always type in whatever item I'm looking for, clearance. And it'll come up with all the deals like this. I can't wait for the 800 thread count Egyptian cotton to get here. I never knew that there was a difference in American cotton and Egyptian cotton. Yeah, I'll tell you what, and it's not chintzy flannel. They're really decent, and deep pockets on top of it, because I need it for that 10-inch deep mattress. And then I saw something today I'm going to order. It's basically a tiny set of suspenders. That's elastic. you clip on one side of the pocket and then you clip on the other, and it tightens it up. Because my mattress is only 10 inches. So you're going to have that bit of a gap in the pocket. So I saw these little itty bitty suspenders that you clip on the underside of the sheet to close the pocket up to hold the sheet on the mattress. And I think they were like $4 for a set of 4. So I'm going to order them. I bought a TV stand. It holds up to a 60-inch TV. And it's adjustable. I can't remember what the exact height is. It goes from like 48 to 58. You can raise the... Because I've got that 43-inch... Is that what TV is that? That's not the LG. The LG is the 35. What is the other damn TV? Whatever. I've got a 43-inch. And rather than connecting my antenna to my new TV, I'm going to have the second TV connected to the antenna so I can watch local channels and whatever without screwing up my other set. I don't like switching back and forth and all that bullshit. So I bought a TV stand. And it's really heavy duty. It's got 4 adjustable feet so that, if it goes out of balance, you can, and it's adjustable in height. So what I'm going to do is mount my 43-inch to that stand and put it next to my Samsung. So if I don't want to watch Roku, I can watch my local channels, or, it gives me it's got, what did I say, 175 channels. I can switch between TVs because I hate all these new TVs. It's not just click, click, You got to go into settings and change this and that. So this way, I'll have the 2 TVs side by side, and everybody will think I'm crazy, but that way, if I want to watch local network, I'll turn this TV on. If I want to watch YouTube on Roku, I'll turn this TV on. The TV stand at Walmart was $65. Yeah, $65. I got the same identical stand off of Temu for $23. Same stand. I'll tell you what, between eBay and Temu, that's my shopping place. You have 2 in the same room, Wyatt? like I'm going to have side by side. You see, my 60-inch sits on top of a dresser. And I was going to mount the other one on the wall. I don't trust them wall brackets. So I bought this stand. That way, tomorrow I'll put it together. I'll put the TV on it, and the two will be side by side. And if I want to watch my local network, or they've got, they got the old movie channels, and I can watch all the old time programs, Death Valley Days and Andy Mayberry or whatever, on the other set. And that way, I don't have to go into settings and go out of Roku and into the... I don't like doing that shit. That way, if I don't want to watch my, interrogation videos on YouTube on my Samsung, I'll turn the TV off. And I'll turn the other one on. Works for me. And then the 35-inch, because I've got a... Why can't I think of the name of the goddamn 43-inch? The LG is the 35, and the 43 is the what? I'm going brain dead here. The Samsung is the new one. Magnavox. Yeah, the 43 is a Magnavox. The 35 is an LG. And the big one is Samsung. Liquid crystal display. Too many TV sets. But I could hook the antenna in to the Samsung. I don't like doing all that bullshit. Once I have a TV, especially these new ones, it takes you forever to set them up anyway. Oh, God, Emerson. I haven't heard that. I haven't heard Emerson in ages. Back in the day, Emerson was a big seller. They were good TVs back in the day. Although so was RCA. Then I bought that RCA. 2 years, 2.5 years. Dead. Chinese piece of crap. That's why I did my research before I bought my Samsung. Now, the RCA was 68-inch. It was a little big for the bedroom. So, the Samsung is a 58-inch. Perfect. Perfect size. That one I have on a dresser straight in front of me. I lay back in bed, there's the TV. It took me enough to get it set up. I hate the bullshit you have to go through setting up a new. You can't take it out of the box, plug it in, and turn it on. No, you got to go through this and go through that, go through this and go through that program, this. So once it's set up, I don't want to screw with it. So my Magnum box works perfect. I decided to buy the TV stand, put the Magnum box on the stand, hook the antenna to it so I can get my local stations plus Bonanza, all the. It's got the Johnny Carson channel and the everything. You know, I can watch all the old shows, old movies, and the old movie channel and that. All I got to do is turn the TV on and go through what channel I want to watch. That way I'm not disturbing things. And then the LG, I'm thinking of setting up over here, and I'll angle it and put a looping video on it or something. I don't know. But you know, back in the day, and I'm talking when TV first came into its inception, RCA was the first TV maker. And they were known for quality because of the radios that they made. Because that's what RCA stands for, Radio Corporation of America. RCAs were always ultra quality. My grandmother had an RCA radio from back in the 30s. It stood like, Christ, this high. And it was next to the couch, and she would listen to the ball game on it. All the way into the 70s. And that radio worked like a charm. I had RCA TVs in the past. So when I was looking for a big screen TV, I'm like, a no-brainer. I'll buy an RCA. I take it out of the box. Now, I'm not paying attention to anything, okay? I set it up, get it all set up. 2.5 years later, it dies. I'm laying in bed one night, and I'm thinking my eyes are going bad because the pictures started getting darker and darker and darker and darker, and then it went out. And I couldn't get the TV to turn back on. Dead. 2.5 years. Dead. Completely. RCA. Made in China. Which I would say probably 80% of the TVs are made. I did not want a TV made in China. So I start researching, and I come across this Samsung. Now, Samsung is a Japanese company, but there is Samsung of America. I want to say maybe their offices are in Tennessee. I'm not positive. But Samsung of America. I called and I said, I am interested in buying one of your TVs. And of course the secretary was like, well, we don't sell them here. I said, can I talk to somebody higher than you, please? So I get the assistant to the vice president of sales and marketing. And I said, I do not want a Chinese-made TV. He said, well, we own a plant in Mexico. Oh, really? Tell me more. Our plant in Mexico is owned by us, Americans, supervised by Americans. I said, okay, you got my attention. He said, we are very stringent on our quality control. Every process that the TV goes through, we pull at least 3 and test them. I said, okay. He said, you're not going to have a problem with our TV. I said, okay, I'm going to buy one. Well, which one are you interested in? I said, your newest one with the crystal display. He says, oh, you're going to love that TV. That's our newest technology. You're going to love it. Well, since then, they've come out with QLD crystal, all kinds of bullshit. So, I buy the TV. I was blown away. I still am. I love that TV. I swear, if a waterfall scene comes on, I'm going to look over the edge of the bed and the carpeting is going to be soaking wet because there's water coming out of the TV. It's a shame that a corporation like RCA that was known for quality and longevity would do the same shit everybody else does, ship everything across the, let's put it on the other side of the planet and have it manufactured there. Because cheap labor and, of course, obviously cheap components, I would be embarrassed to put my name on that product. Matter of fact, I called RCA after the TV took a shit and I said, you know what? It's a shame that you guys have done that to this corporation, because I said the guy that started RCA is rolling in his grave. Of course, they don't give a shit. They could care less. As long as they're getting money, their paycheck. In America, you might have to pay a worker $22 an hour. Over in China, you're paying them like $3.50, and they're happy. Oh boy, paycheck. That's all it is. Bottom line. Bottom line. They don't care about quality. They don't care about reputation. Bottom line. As a matter of fact, I bought my RCA from Walmart. Evidently, all these TVs must have been shit because Walmart don't even sell RCA TVs anymore. That tells you something. Although everything you see is made in China. I said, another perfect example, Wyatt. I had a Revere Is it Revere? I'm brain dead here. Hang on. Yeah, it's a Revereware. Revereware. Yeah, Revereware. Right. Popcorn maker. I had it for like 20 years. It had finally died. I can't complain. So I bought another one. It weighs like nothing. Now my Revereware one, ugh. This thing, you pick it up with 2 fingers. Made in China. Which is a shame. Another company jump ship, you know. But you want to hear a good one, Wyatt? The box that the coffee maker came in was made in America. The popcorn maker, China. But the quality box that it came in is made in America. That's embarrassing. Although Chinese cardboard is shit. I got friends that their son used to be a longshoreman here in Cleveland. And he said you'd open them shipping containers and the goddamn Chinese cardboard boxes would be destroyed by the time they got here. Have you ever seen Chinese cardboard? It don't look nothing like American cardboard. Crappy mustard yellow. But yeah, I could not believe. Here's a Revereware Chinese-made popcorn maker in a quality box made in America. We didn't make the popcorn maker, but goddamn, we made a hell of a cardboard box. You know, it's getting harder and harder to find anything made in America anymore. It's sad. It just corporations have gotten so goddamn greedy that they don't, although, you know what? We're a throwaway society. We don't repair anything anymore. We used to repair TVs. We used to repair vacuum cleaners. We don't fix nothing anymore. If it breaks, Shit, can it? Between my house and, well, you wouldn't know the streets. I'll just say between my house and within 4 miles, there were, at one time, 8 vacuum cleaner repair shops. Back in 1970, everywhere you looked, vacuum cleaner repair, vacuum cleaner repair. Now there's none. Because it costs too much to fix it. I had a guy tell me, he said, I was one of the last holdouts with a vacuum cleaner repair shop. And he said, by the time I ordered the parts and figured in my labor, you could go to Walmart and buy a new vacuum cleaner. It's getting hard to find belts. I ordered a shitload for my vacuum cleaner for fear I can't get them. Used to be able to go in the store and there'd be a rack full of vacuum cleaner belts. Try finding them today. You can't even get a goddamn belt to fix your... when that breaks, okay, throw the vacuum cleaner away. You know, it broke my heart, Wyatt, to carry that 68-inch RCA flat screen out to the curb for trash day. But we're a throwaway society. We don't fix shit here anymore. And same thing with cars. It's getting harder and harder to find a place that'll turn rotors. They're like, throw them away. Well, they got life left on them. Throw them away. They're out of the 8 auto parts stores within like 15 blocks of me. There's only one that still turns rotors. Used to be able to go to every goddamn garage in the town. Although, try finding a repair shop anymore. Oh, forget that. We have one guy. I don't know how he stays in business. One shoe repair shop. Although, yeah, I do know how he stays in business. Because he does a lot of special shoes for handicapped people. Like, you know, people that need a lift because one leg might be a little shorter than the other. He does a lot of that. That's what keeps him going. If he just had to rely on repairing shoes, he'd have been gone years ago. But you know, it's that throwaway mentality. Like when I did the brake job on my RAV4, the rotors were, I wasn't paying attention, okay? And the wear, you know, you got that wear clip that starts to squeak. I ignored it. And it cut into the rotor. When I did the last brake job, those were brand new. It just basically needed a cleanup. You know, all he had to do was take a little bit off. Luckily, the Napa up the street from me still turns rotors. But Advanced, nope. AutoZone, nope. Riley's, nope. They would rather sell you new because there ain't no money in turning them. And he still does it for $10 a rotor, which to me, wonderful. I gladly paid the $20 because I was able to save them. And I still, to this day, do 99.9% of my own auto repairs. One, I can't afford the labor rate. And two, I don't trust anybody with my vehicle. At least I know when I do a brake job, it's done right. When I do a tune-up, it's done right. When I do an oil change, I know you're not leaving the filter on loose, like some of these quick change places. Oh, sorry, we forgot to tighten it. Oh, sorry about your motor, sir. It almost happened to my buddy's wife. She went, they had a coupon. Usually she goes to the dealer. They had a coupon for 5-minute oil change or whatever. The next morning, she goes shopping, and my buddy walks out in the garage, and there's a puddle of oil. So he called her, and he said, "Where are you?" And she goes, "Well, I'm up at the shopping center." He said, "Don't drive the car. I'm calling AAA. We're having it taken to Toyota." And the goddamn filter was loose. Now, had she continued driving it, it would have vibrated loose, and then there goes the motor. Oh, yeah, the prices of some of these new cars. My buddy's son's Corvette has got carbon fiber rotors. I'd hate to think what those things cost. I know he had a caliper go bad, a Brembo. It was like $250 for the caliper. Back in the day, you'd do a whole goddamn brake job and an oil change for $250. I wouldn't own a new car. Both of mine are 97s. For two reasons. One, I can work on them. Two, they're exempt from the inspection. Anything over 25 years old, exempt. I don't have to get it inspected. Screw you, state of Ohio. I won't own anything newer than 25 years old. And even then, like right now, a 2000, I'm not sure I could work on the goddamn engine. Of course, they don't even look like engines. You open the hood, where's the carburetor? And then now with the goddamn coil packs, each cylinder has its own coil now. My 97 Nissan still has points. Points, condenser. I couldn't believe it. I took the cap off. I was like, a 97 with points and condenser? Wow. Something I can work on. Fuel injection. I wouldn't own a brand new car if they gave it to me. Because the first time the check engine light came on, I'd be screwed. Yeah, check engine. Open the hood. Yep, it's still there. Oh, that's not what it means? Oh. $20 in Maryland? Yeah, got to be 25 in Ohio. I used to go to Maryland quite a bit back in the 80s and the 90s. My buddy and his father owned a used car lot in Cumberland. And he had a lot of friends here. And they would literally put an order in for a car. And then he'd go to the auction and buy it. And then I would take Amtrak up to Cumberland. He'd pick me up at the train station. We'd go to breakfast because I took the night train. And then I'd drive him back. I loved it. Not to mention riding the train. God, I loved that too. And taking the night run, I used to sit next to the conductor. We'd bullshit all the way. Matter of fact, he told me, he said, you will know when we get outside the city limits. And I said, how's that? Because it was the first time I had gone up, you know. He goes, you'll know. I'll tell you what, we no sooner got outside the city limits and that train took off like a rocket. We were doing 70 miles an hour. I looked out the window and trees were like, whoa. But I loved the ride. I did that for a couple of years. And then his father retired. And when his father retired, my buddy didn't really want to be in the car business anymore. And they sold a lot. And then he had worked for the Bell system. He got a sweetheart job down in not Disneyland. What the hell is the Universal Studios? Taking care of the phone system. He got a sweetheart job. What did I miss in the chat? Oh, the one thing I've never done. I've never rode Greyhound. I at least once wanted to go Greyhound and leave the driving to them. But it was actually cheaper taking the train, and it was a nicer ride. Get right off in Cumberland. I never got to see much of the city, though. I got to see the local Greasy Spoon restaurant where we had breakfast, and my buddy said, here's the keys, okay, tank's full. Have a nice day. Have a nice trip home. And I'd drive back. It was a nice ride back. I didn't mind. Like I say, I did it for 2 years on a regular basis. Probably at least 4 trips a month. His friends here in Cleveland would call him and say, I want a Cadillac Sedan DeVille with this and this and this and this. And then he'd go to the auction and buy him one, sell it to him at a reasonable price. He'd call me and he'd say, there's a ticket waiting for you at the train station. Okay. No problem. Go Amtrak. Matter of fact, me and the conductor got to be good friends because that was his normal route. I'd get on the train, he'd go, oh, you again? Yeah, me again. Those were the days. I miss that. I had a lot of good times. Back in the day. Evidently, Nomad must be working tomorrow. I know he was busy today. I was driving him crazy with emails. I was waiting for him to say, no more. I'm working. Did anybody hear about Lucy in the sky with diamonds? Her channel is gone. Oh, good old Hallie's, yeah. Hallie's 7th floor. We'll be looking for you to turn the key, Mr. Jingling. Oh, yeah. My grandmother would take me down to Hallie's to see Mr. Jingling every Christmas. Get my cardboard key. Yeah, they couldn't even give you a plastic one. Here's your key. Oh boy, cardboard. But it was the experience. You know, I was a young kid. Oh God, yes, I'd go see Mr. Jingling. My grandmother we'd go down on the rapid. We would have lunch, go see Mr. Jingling. On the way home, go down in the basement of Higbee's and get a Frosty Freeze. And then get on the rapid and ride home. The original Frosty. Down in the basement of Higbee's. Wendy's Frosties are close. Very close to the originals. Not exact. They tried to copy the recipe. They almost got it. Wendy's Frosties are very close to the Frosty Freezes from Higbee's basement. See, that's one thing that, oh God, what the hell was his name? Dave Thomas. He had heard, because there was a reputation with them Frosties. And he got with some people that knew the recipe. And they said, well, we'll give you 99% of it, but we ain't going to give you 100%. And that's why they're close, but no cigar. And then Peterson's nuts. Oh. Did you ever get Peterson's nuts when you were down? Yes. That's why Dave Thomas went and negotiated. They wouldn't sell him the copyright for the recipe. The recipe. They gave him like 90% of it. That's why Wendy's Frosties are close. But Peterson's Nuts was right on the corner of the Higbee building. And he was a hell of a marketer. Because when he had the ventilation system installed in the shop, part of it blew outside on Public Square, and part of it blew down into the Rapid terminal. So as soon as you got off the Rapid, you smelled fresh roasted nuts. And of course, you would stop at Peterson's to get some fresh roasted nuts. And if you were walking on Public Square, same shit. And Peterson's is still in business to this day. Yeah, you know, that was a sales gimmick. What did he say? 13 herbs and spices or some shit like that? No way. It was a sales gimmick. But it worked. And Colonel Sanders wasn't a colonel. He was a phony. He called himself colonel. But he made his money. He was smart. But there were not that many herbs and spices in that chicken breading recipe. Believe me. That's been proven. Because when Peterson was setting up that nut shop on the corner, the city gave him a rash of shit. Because they said, why are you venting inside the building? He said, because I can. Because it was going down to the train terminal. It wasn't like it was in an enclosed area. And when you got off the Rapid, the first thing you smelled was fresh roasted nuts. And if you walked on Public Square, you smelled fresh roasted nuts. And there was no way you were going home without a bag of fresh roasted nuts from Peterson's. He was a marketing genius, too. Yeah, he's got, there's the one on Public Square, and then I want to say Ridge Road is the other, but I'm not positive. I haven't been to, I can't chew cashews anymore, so no need for me to go to Peterson's. God, we could do a whole stream on shit like that. But I think it's basically outro time. I got some fresh Italian sausage to go with my red clam sauce, so I got to cook up my fresh stuff and kick up my spaghetti sauce like Emerald. I'm going to kick it up a notch. Got to have Italian sausage. What the hell? Goddamn tablet. Jesus. Wish it would play what I want. Well, it's outro time. Yeah, bam! I've got some essence in the cupboard. You can still buy it. And with that, I appreciate everybody being here. Made for a neat show again tonight. We always have a good time. And we will meet again right here. Move your head, asshole. WDWL TV, 7 p.m. I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are in the continent. And we will see